After the death of Perdiccas, the world did not become calmer. It became even more unstable. The empire Alexander built was now an open battlefield, where every general believed he alone deserved the throne. Ptolemy, secure in Egypt, celebrated victory, not because he defeated Perdiccas on the Nile, but because he proved to the world that Alexander's empire could be challenged and broken. But in Babylon and Asia, the question everyone asked was the same: who rules now? The death of Perdiccas created a vacuum, a void so large that every ambitious general rushed to fill it. Antipater, the old regent of Macedonia, now stood as the most senior figure among the successors. He did not want the empire for himself. He simply wanted stability. But stability was impossible in a world where every man hungered for more. A great council was called at Triparadeisos, a dusty frontier settlement in Syria, far from the grandeur of Babylon. There, under a scorching desert sun, the generals gathered, sworn enemies sitting side by side, each pretending to seek peace while sharpening their daggers in their hearts. Eurydice, the strong-willed wife of the mentally unfit king Philip Eurydice, arrived boldly with her royal escort. She was young, ambitious, and furious that the generals treated the kings like puppets. Standing before the assembly, she declared with fierce courage, "You fight for power in Alexander's name, but none of you honor the kings he left behind." Her voice thundered across the desert, shaming the generals, especially Antipater. But Antipater was too old and too wise to be swayed by fire and passion. With calm authority, he dissolved the army's loyalty to Eurydice and declared the regency his once more. Eurydice was defeated, not by swords, but by experience. Yet this council did not bring peace. It brought division. The empire was carved like meat on a feast table. Ptolemy kept Egypt. Seleucus was rewarded with Babylon. Antigonus received the largest command, Asia itself. Cassander, Antipater's son, was promised future power in Macedonia. The empire was no longer one entity. It was now 4 rising kingdoms, with 4 rising kings. But the greatest change of all came from a quiet decision made by a man who watched silently from the corner. His name was Seleucus, and he understood exactly what this division meant. He whispered to his officers, "Today the empire dies, but tomorrow we will fight for what rises from its ashes." While the others boasted, celebrated, or plotted, Seleucus prepared for the long game, a game that would reshape Asia for centuries. Antigonus, however, did not believe in long games. He believed in conquest. In his mind, the empire was still his to control, and with Perdiccas gone, nothing stood in his way. He marched across Asia like a new Alexander, crushing rebellions, expanding his armies, and demanding that all the other generals obey his command. But Seleucus refused. Ptolemy refused. Cassander refused. And thus a storm gathered. A storm far greater than anything the empire had seen since Alexander fell ill in Babylon. The world was heading toward a new age. An age not of one king, but of many. An age of betrayal, shifting alliances, unexpected triumphs, and brutal defeats. This was no longer Alexander's world. This was the age of the Diadochi, the successors. Men who would burn continents to carve their names into history. And the greatest wars were still ahead.